A hunt group or user group is simply a method of contacting a list of employee phones that share a similar Office function, such as sales or customer service. The PBX places incoming calls on hold and then begins to hunt for someone to answer the call using rules and conditions that you specify via the MyOffice PBX control panel. To create a hunt group, be sure that you are logged into the control panel and locate the main menu. Click Extensions and select Add. Next, under Type of Extension, select User Group and click Continue. On the next page, you will see the Add Extension Group section. Begin by providing a name for the group you wish to create. For example, I'll create a group named Technical, as this group will be used to route incoming calls to all of the members of our technical support staff. Next, enter a 4-digit extension that will be used to call this group. Although not required, we do suggest that all of your extensions begin with a number between 4 and 7. This helps to eliminate possible confusion when setting up your auto attendant later in this video series. Now select your ring type. Ring types provide a customized way of routing calls to members of your user group. You have 3 ring type options to choose from. In order, which routes calls to the first extension on your list. If that extension is in use, the call is routed to the next extension on your list and continues until it reaches the last extension. Round robin, which routes calls more evenly between each employee. It works by delivering the first call to the first extension, and the next call to the second extension, and so on. The succession through each of the lines in your list continues, even if one of the previous lines becomes free. Lines are only skipped if they are still busy on a previous call. And finally, ring all, which rings all members of your group at the same time. This is useful when you want your calls to be answered as quickly as possible, regardless of call order. For my example, I want all of my calls to be evenly distributed through the support team, so I'll select round robin for my ring type. Next, you will need to specify the overall ring timeout, which sets the maximum number of seconds for incoming calls to ring through your user group. For my example, I'll choose to have the PBX search for a maximum of 30 seconds before continuing. Next, you will choose an overall fail action. This specifies what to do if there are no extensions available to answer the call. It also specifies what to do when the ring timeout has been reached. The end of list action specifies what to do when the hunt sequence reaches the last member of the list and the timer has not yet been reached. For both the overall fail action and the end of list action, you will have these options to choose from. The extension option routes the call to any available extension you choose. This could be a user extension, an auto attendant, or another user group. The voicemail option simply routes unanswered calls to a group voicemail where any member of that group has access to its messages. The busy signal option allows you to play a busy signal to the caller, letting them know all lines are busy. The retry option is available as an end of list action and lets you simply retry the hunt sequence again from the beginning of the list. Voicemail is automatically enabled if you select the voicemail option for either overall fail action or end of list action. If you don't select voicemail for either option, you can choose to enable or disable voicemail for the entire group. After clicking Add Group, you'll be taken to a new screen with additional options. Most importantly, you will need to add members to this group by clicking Add User Extensions. Choose from any existing extension you have previously created an individual ring theme for each extension. Other options on this page include Group Settings, where you can make changes to the settings you just created. Phone Numbers, where you can add a direct dial phone number, which gives your inbound callers the ability to reach your group directly without having to go through an auto attendant. And Group Extensions, which displays a list of extensions that belong to this group. Once you have finished adding extensions and phone numbers to your group, try giving it a call. Observe your ring sequence and ring times. You may need to fine-tune your group ring times or ring types. If you have any additional questions regarding user groups, please feel free to contact a MyOffice PBX support member. We'll be happy